Turn the music off. That's all right. Yeah, we'll do a little extra dance music. We'll do a little extra pizzazz as we go, right, Julie?
It's Friday. We need a good dance party.
We kind of do. And you know what? I kind of need it to be Friday. I don't always feel that way, but I need it to be Friday today. How are you, my friend? How are you doing?
I am doing just wonderful. And how are you doing?
Fantastic. I'm excited to be here with you today. We're going to talk about some fun. We're going to share some 2023 tips and strategies from lots of our friends and customers and users of StreamYard. So we've got a really fun show set up for everybody today. But first, got to say hi to everybody watching. We've got all kinds of people hanging out with us today. Super excited to see some of our favorite fans and our friends out there. We got Nancy Lewis Hill. She's like, party music? Yeah, we always try to bring a little fun, especially if it's a Friday. We like to bring a little sizzle. Julie and I like to bring some sizzle to the show. So we got all kinds of fun people here. Creator Classroom. We got Jim Lawyer here, who, by the way, is not a lawyer. Jim Lawyer is not a lawyer. Jim Lawyer is a cyclist guy. I know this, so it's kind of funny, but Jim Lawyer is not a lawyer. Everybody, we all know that now. So let's see. We've got, all kinds of people here hanging out with us today. So as I mentioned, we are going to be sharing some 2023 tips with you all. So we have some friends. We reached out to some people, some of our partners, some of our influencer friends, as well as customers of the StreamYard platform. And we asked them, hey, would you mind recording just a quick little clip that we want to share with our audience? Like, what is your tip that you want to share or your strategy you want to share for people going into the year of 2023, which still sounds crazy to me that it's 2023, but here we are.
We are
right?
here. I mean, we are not only here, but January is already half over.
Hey, shh. No, don't even. Now you're going to stress me out.
It is rolling. It is no slowing down. We should probably introduce ourselves real quick, though.
Yeah, go for it, Julie.
I'm Julie Riley. I am the social media manager here at StreamYard, and I'm with my amazing co-host.
I'm Melanie, Dyann, Howe, and I am your live streaming mentor. Definitely a super fan of StreamYard. Love to help people go live and go live with ease without overthinking it and getting crazy. So yes, that's who we are. And we have been on the show before. We've been on the channel before. If you're new to us, welcome. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, virtually meet you, whatever you want to say. So yeah, we are actually going to be going live more, I think. I think we slowed down a little bit at the end of the year last year, and we're getting ready. I know we're making lots of fun plans. We're going to be going live. I know that my new show is going to kick off in 2 weeks, actually, as of yesterday. We kind of made that decision yesterday. So news to you, Julie. But yeah, so on the 27th, about once a month on Fridays, I'll be here live, hanging out, talking about marketing strategies and stuff, and how you can use live streaming to boost everything you're trying to do in your world. So super excited about it.
I'm excited that we have that locked in now.
Yes, we do. We do. That's new. That's new recent news. So hot off the press, if you will, even though we're not printing anything. Hot off the mic. How about that? Hot off the mic.
Hot off the mic.
I think I just coined a new phrase. I like it. All right, Julie. So our first clip first of all, I guess I'm going to put you on the spot. How are you? What? Not necessarily a tip or a strategy, but what is your kind of focus this year? When you think about live streaming and video and content creation, have you thought much about it, or have you not had a chance to really think much about it?
It's been a whirlwind of a year already, but I really have thought about our focus and our strategy, and really taking and maximizing what we're doing with our time. We are all busy. We are all constantly, like I said, we're already halfway through the month and it's not slowing down. So it is finding the way to maximize everything you're doing. So creating a piece of content, repurposing it, using it into blogs, into shorts, taking all of these amazing AI tools that are out there and not using them to replace yourself, but using them to, again, maximize an efficiency, create more efficient with your time. I'll get there. So utilizing all of these tools that we have that can really help your flow and function go better and not be in this like constant whirlwind of, oh my God, what am I creating next? And how am I doing the next thing? And feeling overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's interesting. Audio Roast here says, this year I'm going to be consolidating to just one platform versus 3, hoping that increases viewers and subscribers. And it's kind of similar. You were talking about almost like, don't let yourself get overwhelmed. And I know it's interesting. I feel like last year there was this trend of people and creators, and people were getting overwhelmed. People were getting burnt out. And I mean, I know I experienced a little bit of burnout as well myself. But I'm kind of like excited to approach this year with very much what you just said, like maximizing what we have instead of trying to continuously add or do more and add in quantity. And instead, I almost want to just be more enriched, if that makes sense. So kind of like what you said, and just not letting ourselves get overwhelmed, which is interesting. My thought about, and what I wanted to share with everyone is, I want to see people get more creative, but without overthinking everything. I've always been a big advocate of live streaming ever since we had to use our phone to do it, right? And then now that we have these amazing platforms like StreamYard, we can add music, we can add graphics, we can add, overlays, and we can do so much more at ease. Now, if you have a mouse and you can click around, you can create some amazing stuff. And so I want everyone to just unlock whatever is holding them back. And I want to encourage everybody to get more creative this year, but in your own style, so that you feel good in the skin that you're in, and just have some fun. I think 2023 is going to be a year of fun for creators. I really just think that everybody got really, we had the pandemic that happened, then everybody got kind of serious, and then it was like everything was all about the strategies and the algorithms and the this and the that's and the da-da-da-da-da, and you have to be perfect. And I really think everyone's done with that, and I just think 2023 is going to be the year of fun. That's what I truly think. I think we're going to see so much creativity, and that's why I love StreamYard so much, because it lets anyone look like a professional, amazing content creator with super simple, easy to use features. So super excited about it. So, well, with that being said, I know everybody's going crazy in the comments, which is fantastic. Keep those comments coming. I am going to kick us off with our influencer tips. We actually have one coming up from Justin Brown with, he's going to share his tip with us. And I am going to display your comments as we kind of go throughout. So I definitely want to see you guys letting us know if these tips are resonating with you. And I definitely want to pop these comments up as we're kind of going through and watching these. But definitely, maybe grab a note paper, grab a pad, a pen and paper, and take some notes, because you're going to hear some really great strategies and tips today. And I just want you to take some notes and write them down. And then honestly, I would love to see some feedback from y'all in the comments, either if you're watching the replay, but in the comments, how are you going to apply these tips? But then also, after the stream is over, jump on over to our Facebook group. Go over there and tell us what your action items are. What tips are you going to be implementing as you think about 2023? I would love to hear that from you. And that Facebook community, all you have to do is search StreamYard over on Facebook, and you will find that community that is lovely managed and maintained by my friend here, Miss
You know what
Julie
we're going to do?
So.
We're going to put up a post right after this. That is, what are your 2023 tips and content? Go comment on there. So I will put that post up immediately following this, and then you can filter them all there, so we can keep them all found too, so everybody else can see what your tips are and utilize those after those.
Yes, super excited about that. Okay, cool. That's a good idea. All right, so let's kick it off, and let's hear what our friend Justin Brown has to share.
Hi everyone, it's Justin here from Primal Video, and my predictions for 2023 are that we're going to see more people jumping on the bandwagon for live streaming. I think with the amazing tools like StreamYard that make it super easy for people to go live, I do think now is the time that more and more people are going to jump on, especially with integrations with Instagram and those sorts of things as well. So I think there's going to be more people doing it, but I also think that there's going to be more people looking for it as well. I think we're in this strange place now where there's going to be a lot of AI generated content. of all kinds. So I think there is going to be more of a push for human to human connection, which live streaming is the perfect catalyst for it. So I think we're going to see more people doing it. And I also think we're going to see more people watching them. That's my prediction for 2023. So my suggestion is, if you haven't started yet, jump in, have a play around. You've got to get past that fear of being on camera, that fear of going live, fear of making a mistake. And the best way to do it, as silly as it sounds, is to practice. So whether you're actually going live to someone, or whether you're pressing live just to go through the motions to practice, or whether you're just using the built-in record function in a lot of the tools like StreamYard, go live or press record, practice, and then actually go live for real. So those are my tips. Hope you have an amazing year. Cheers.
Awesome. I love Justin. I love him.
No,
He always has it's funny. It's such a simple tip if you think about it, but it's also such an important tip, like to practice. Even if, he says if you're not used to live streaming, you practice. But even if I'll be honest with you, if you only live stream once a month or whatever, you actually do kind of still need to practice a little bit and just play around with features or try new things. And you can do that by creating a Facebook group that nobody else is in, and you just stream to nobody. You can certainly do that. I know. Also, if you're using StreamYard, one of the things that I think people don't realize is you can play around with basically every single feature just about without actually clicking go live. So you can open up the studio, be in there, play around with everything, import the videos like we are and playing those videos. You can do all those things without going live. So you can actually practice using the platform without streaming live. So there's certainly a lot of ways to practice for sure. So.
And if you're needing to go live to see how your connection is or see how it's flowing once it's actually live, like you said, you can do the empty Facebook group or an unlisted YouTube. So when you connect your channel to YouTube, if you're not a Facebook user, then you can select unlisted for YouTube. And that also will let you go out live without it broadcasting to everyone.
Yep. I did see a quick question that I wanted to just grab because it's a great question. How do you handle trolls trying to come up into YouTube through StreamYard? Honestly, they don't come through StreamYard. They're public. All of your comments are public on those platforms wherever you're watching. And one thing that is great about StreamYard is you can actually moderate right inside of the platform. So all of the comments are coming in. As long as you're not doing a custom RTMP destination, you can actually delete and even ban somebody right there inside the studio. But some other people are also suggesting to have moderators that you can assign to your channel, especially over on YouTube. That's really important because sometimes those comments come and you can't even get to it. You don't even see it right away. Maybe you're not on the comment tab. So I definitely think have some moderators on your channel that can help you also moderate as well. That's always good. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Carlton says, I practice every time before I go live. There you go. And Jim says, Jim spends a lot of time in the studio practicing without going live. So there you go. So super fun. Definitely a lot of practicers out there. So that's great. Love that tip. Well, shall we get to the next one that we want to go to, Julie?
We should.
Awesome. So the next one is from our friend Jennifer Watson.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Watson, and I'm a live streaming expert, and I'm here to give you my top tips for 2023 success when it comes to live streaming. Now, one of the biggest reasons why people still aren't creating a consistent live show or even going live on social media is they think it's too much effort and they're not getting out what they put in. That's only true if you don't have an upcycling content strategy. That's right. One of the great things about StreamYard is that you can download the high-res version of your entire live video. You can upload that directly to YouTube. You can email it to your email list with a link. You can also edit that into snackable pieces of content that you can then schedule out throughout the year. You can also create a blog series from that, turn it into a podcast. You can create quote cards from that you can schedule on social channels, even create audiograms. Basically, it's endless the possibilities you can do with a live show. So start creating live content.
Oh, I cut off. I knew that cut off. I meant to say warning, it cuts off at the end, but it is what it is. So cut off right in a minute. I love that. I love how she's used the phrase snackable content. What are your thoughts about this, Julie, especially as the social media manager for StreamYard? What are your thoughts on what Jennifer had to share?
I think snackable content is so important. We are busy. I keep saying this. We are busy. We are busy people, but being able to have little bite-sized pieces of content that we can consume quickly on the go, we can mobile, we're all on our phones. We can have them. We can quickly look at it, hear it, see it, and move on, it's valuable. It's so valuable.
Yeah, I love it. Creator Classroom said, I am definitely using that to my advantage. I plan on recording bonus segments for those short content clips from the local recording. So yes, there's definitely, you can absolutely use the video editor now inside StreamYard. So after you go live, that video is going to be saved into your video library. You can now edit it down to clips. You can trim it. And honestly, there's even more coming into that little segment of our platform. You got a little tease for us?
You got a little teaser for us on that repurposing.
I love it.
It is in testing as of next week. It will be internally testing. So I would say within the month, as long as all goes right within the testing, we got to internally test it, make sure it works for you guys first. It will be rolling out to our audience that when you repurpose, when you trim down your content, if you've used our trimming, it will be able to be trimmed into vertical format videos for reels, shorts, TikToks, all of the things. And we will hopefully, if again, the testing and everything moves right, be able to even send it directly out to those platforms.
That is awesome. Talk, like you said, saving time, right? Efficiencies, finding those efficiencies. And that is going to be super exciting that we don't have to have 8,000 platforms to do all the different things. It can all be done right here. And I know that's a big, big, big part of the vision of StreamYard is to kind of just give us one tool that can do so many great things. So super excited about it. Did you see this new hashtag? I kind of like it, Julie Teasers.
I like that one.
I kind of like it. I think you might need to run with that one. I dig it.
So just hold on to that one.
Yeah, I like it. Julie's like, I'm writing that down.
Right. It helps to have a desk that is a dry erase desk. So I can quickly grab my dry erase pen and just write right on my desk.
Oh, I think I would go crazy with that. I would. Jennifer Tislerix is a big friend of the channel. She says, woot, excited about vertical snippets. Yeah, I am definitely. I think that's going to be great. Data is King says, game changer. So I love it. I love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, we have so many more great tips we want to share. So I'm going to keep us moving. The next tip is actually from our friend Kirk Nugent. And so we're going to hear what he has to say.
Coca-Cola has Sprite. Pepsi has Sierra Mist. Toyota has Lexus and Honda has Acura. TikTok does short vertical video and Instagram launches Reels. And then YouTube launches Shorts. The old adage says, imitation is the highest form of flattery. What we can learn from Pepsi, Honda, and Instagram is that when your competitors who are serving a similar audience add something new, cover a specific topic, or roll out a new service, it might be worth our time to test and see if our audience will resonate with that too. Here's a tip for 2023. Model your competitors. That video they did is getting a ton of traffic, but it doesn't have your flair, your personality, the deeper explanation, your secret sauce. Do it. To be clear, I'm not saying copy and paste. I'm saying provide your audience with your version of the same value. Fam, Sierra Mist is not Sprite and Reels are not Shorts. They each have their own spin on it to provide the audience with their version. Your next breakout show, video, or podcast might be found by modeling your competitors.
I love all the great comments about Kirk's voice. He's like, dude, I love the way he does. He gets all deep on us like that, right? But no, I think I really appreciated Kirk's take on this because I do think that, especially as you're getting started, sometimes you need to go look and kind of explore what other people are doing. And, it's kind of like why I love Canva. I love Canva because I don't have to start with a white canvas and just figure something out. I can look at all these templates, all these examples, and then I can make it my own, which is what he's saying, right? Like look and get the ideas and kind of like, hey, check out who's doing what you're doing and you can model, don't copycat them, but model after them, especially if like what's working for them is probably going to work for you. Put your own spin on it, make it your own, make it yourself, but use what other people are doing who've been doing it longer than you to help you get some ideas and help you get motivated and inspired. And I love that. So I thought that was a really great tip for people to kind of, as they're going into the year. I think that the reason I liked this tip as well is because there's so many strategies. There's so many ideas. There's Reels, there's, TikTok, there's Shorts, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's so many things. And sometimes you can just get really overwhelmed and you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And so sometimes it's good to just see what somebody else is doing and be like, sweet, okay, I'm going to kind of use their style, that template of what they're doing. And I'm going to apply it to my own channel, my own content, but I'm going to do it myself, my way. Right. So
yeah.
I like that.
I think it's so powerful to go and emulate those that are already successful. You look at so many other successful people in the world, and that's what they've done. They've emulated somebody else along the way. And there is nothing wrong with that because they didn't go copy them. They didn't walk out and say, I'm doing exactly what they do. But they emulated, they learned from them, and then they said, I'm going to pull a little bit here. And what I really like to do is I like to take like a handful of favorites and go, this little bit over here and this little bit over here. And I'm going to just pull a little bit from each one to make it me. And so it's still me. It's still who I am, but it's pulling those little snippets and finding what works for you from each person.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Absolutely love it. I do see some support-oriented questions coming in. We're not going to take a ton of time to answer support questions, but it is a great opportunity to say we have an amazing support team. So Julie, if somebody is experiencing trouble with a feature or maybe needs a little extra instruction, can you tell them how they can get some support from the support team?
They can go to www.streamyard.com/contact. And they can reach out to our support team that is available 24/7. We have a team around the clock on holidays, all of the things, and they are there that will answer all of your support questions. It's a live chat. You actually are chatting with a human. You're not getting a robot. So they're there and they are available for you at all times.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So cool. So Brigetti says, no need to reinvent the wheel. Yes, there really isn't. I mean, you can if you want, but the wheel works pretty dang great the way it is. You can make the wheel different. You can make it your own. You can decide what material it's going to be and all that. But yeah, you don't have to reinvent the concept of the wheel at all. So I definitely love it. So cool. Awesome. Well, I think that we're ready to move on to our next tip. AJ says, what is a human? I will say, our support team does an amazing job. They really do care deeply about our users. And so I do love that we are available 24/7 because heck, we've got people watching from all over the world. So in fact, if you are watching, tell us where you're watching from in the comments because we usually kick off that way, but we didn't. So I love to see where everybody's kind of hanging out. I know some people I know Video for Bosses, she's hanging out in Great Britain and all that. She always chimes in.
Jetty's down in South Africa.
Yep.
So yes, we definitely have had a global audience, but yeah, tell us where you're watching from.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's move to our next tip, which is from Carrie Mirabella. And she's got a tip for us that I think is going to be great. Now, this is a quick one, so pay attention because she gets right to the point here.
My tip to you for creating content is to plan and batch your content. Sit down and think, how many posts do I need for this social platform each week? And then plan and create in one sitting everything you need for that month. And you'll be surprised how fast this process becomes for you and how much freedom it gives you to free up your time and focus on other things.
That's a good one. That is definitely a good one. In fact, it was funny because when I was prepping for the show before I watched the clips as they were coming in, my tip was going to be to batch your plan. Not necessarily your content, but like spend some time, sit down, actually work ahead, come up with a list of ideas, because that does, in my opinion, take away a lot of stress. Because if you're, for example, doing a weekly show, or you're uploading weekly content, when it's time to create or time to sit down, and as you get close and it's time to actually schedule your stream, you have to be like, okay, what am I going to talk about? But if you have this list of ideas and you just pluck from that list of ideas, there's so much less stress, there's so much less anxiety, and you actually can go into the content much more free. And don't you think so? It's always you know how this works.
Oh,
I mean, obviously. So
and I think again, we talked about getting overwhelmed, and I think that's part of where the overwhelm comes from is if you're trying to constantly just be like, okay, I got to get next week's content and I got to get next week's show planned, and it's Friday and the show is only a week away and you're still trying to plan the next week's show. And then you're going, but then I've got another one the following week and the following, if you're a weekly show creator, especially, it becomes overwhelming. And that's where part of the burnout comes in, is because you're in this constant state of frenzy versus going, I've got it planned and it's good. And I can now coast and I can kind of sit back and I can relax and not be stressed about it.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree. This is a good tip from Andrew. He says, focusing on what I love about live streaming helps me avoid burnout. Yes. What do you love about live streaming, Andrew? Elaborate. Tell us. I know Andrew's been around for so long. He's been a user and a fan of StreamYard for so long. So he's no stranger to us, but I definitely would love to hear what you love about live streaming, Andrew, for sure. So
I'd love to hear that from everyone.
I know, right? What do you love about live streaming? Yeah, that's another good idea for a fun Facebook group post.
Yeah.
Just so you know, just there you go. So, let's see.
And we should also mention real quick, we're going to do a giveaway at the end of the show.
Yes.
We did not mention at the beginning. No, we are going to be giving away a $100 StreamYard swag gift card. So make sure that you stick around towards the end because we're going to give that away.
That's a big one. I think we are going to start doing gift cards like that so that people can go pick whatever merch and whatever swag that they want from the swag store. Did you guys know there was a swag store? There is a swag store. So you can, everybody talks about puddles. I don't have puddles with me right now, but Addie keeps stealing my puddles.
Puddles is right there behind me.
Oh, there's puddles. Everybody loves puddles. You can buy a puddles if you want. So, but yeah, we're going to do that giveaway at the end. I super duper appreciate you saying that because I forgot to mention that in the beginning. So Creator Classroom says, I've been lucky in the past. Can I win again? By the way, the hashtag, you won't know it till towards the end. So don't even try to get all sneaky on us and put in that hashtag in there early. So definitely.
I change it up every show.
I know. I like that you do that, by the way. I like that you do that.
Yeah, I know on the town hall, they've gotten accustomed to their, so they jump on and immediately that's the first thing they do is put in the hashtag. And I'm like, some work on my show.
Got to change it up. Let's see here. So Tish from the Artist Haven says, I started live streaming because I didn't like editing. I still don't like editing, so I still go live twice a week. Edited content is coming though. So this is funny because I totally relate to this. I also don't love pre-recorded video or editing. It tends to it brings out the perfectionist in me for sure. I'm getting better about it, but I think a lot of people are scared to go live and they think it's going to be so hard. But the beauty about going live is it really does push you. It pushes you kind of like when we have that timeline and our backs against the wall, we get the task done. It's kind of the same thing. You have to show up, you're live. And what I love about it though, is that people don't expect perfection. They don't expect it to be absolutely structured and scripted. They really just want you to be there and be raw and real with them. And that's quite frankly, that is what makes it so easy is that you don't have to have all this fancy stuff. And then when you're done with it, guess what? Your content, you're done. Check it off the list. I love that about it.
I had a piece of content I had to edit this weekend and I might have threatened to throw my laptop into the wall more than once during it. My husband was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I am so angry at this right now.
No, send reinforcements right now. Yeah. That's funny. So Tim says he loves the interaction. So he says it's having interaction with the audience when live is so much fun. I love that too. I do love that it's like a conversation and you can really build relationships with your audience when you're going live. And that's one of the things I love about it for sure. So Jan says, one of the best things with live streaming is that I'm done when the stream stops. I love it. So I think that's super fun. Okay, let's see here. Andrew wants water bottles. He wants water bottles back in the swag store. Okay, we've got it noted.
They're on order, I think, but waiting on it's the manufacturing side.
The suppliers, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Evie says, I had to get a second puddle. Bailey stole mine. Yeah, I totally get it. I think I have two, and I think Addie stole both of them. So I don't know. I gotta get puddles back. Gotta get them back. Oh gosh, I didn't scroll down. We have all kinds of comments coming in, so I'm missing all these fun comments. Okay, so I think that we have more tips. So let me get us going and back to where we were. So this next tip actually comes from a very good friend of the channel, Matt Schick, and he is actually a producer. So when sometimes when we do big events or we have our large summits or anything like that, he is definitely one of our key contributors behind the scenes who helps us produce those events. So he's got a really great tip, and this one might be something you're not thinking about. And so I definitely would say, if you're multitasking, definitely tune in because this is something that you should definitely be considering in 2023.
Happy New Year. I'm Matt Schick, producer and owner of RunMyStream.com here in New York City. As my company specializes in live streaming, people always ask me where I see the future of virtual events heading, and I think it's going to be a pretty busy year for virtual. Why? Well, specifically, there's a lot of economic uncertainty right now, and I see big companies already starting to pull back and limit their in-person gatherings, and instead they're resorting to a more financially friendly model that was proven to be an engaging and successful means of communication during the pandemic. And of course, I'm referring to virtual events. So what does that mean for us, the event producers and live streamers? Well, that means there's a lot more attention on virtual events these days. People have seen quite a few, so the bar is getting increasingly higher. So what does that mean? What's the biggest tip I can give? And I tell this to everyone, regardless of whether they're an event producer or a live streamer themselves or an on-camera talent as part of a bigger event. Connect to Ethernet. Take that plug it into your router, plug it into your computer, and stabilize your live streams. Laggy and freezing internet is so 2020. So the easiest way to increase your professionalism and again level up your streams is to plug into Ethernet. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me at runmystream.com. I'm in an apartment here in New York. I've got it snaked under a rug into the other room, so if I can do it, you certainly can do it as well, and I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. So thanks so much again to StreamYard, as always, for consistently killing it. Happy New Year to everyone, and may all of your internet connections be strong. Take care.
Yeah, like literally I'm hardwired in, and the kind of like him, mine goes like snakes all the way around the edge of my room back here and goes behind back there. But it's so much better and so much more, so important because Wi-Fi can be so unstable at times. And
That's
so
it. Mine snakes all the way out. It goes out my hallway, across the hallway, and into the living room. Eventually, my husband's going to run it under the floorboard for me and bring it up, but it just hasn't happened yet. And to piggyback on that tip, I actually use a program called Streamable. That what Streamable does is it takes my hardwire connection and my Wi-Fi connection. And so we sometimes even on our hardwire will get blips in your connection.
Mm-hmm.
And if a blip happens, it will then grab my Wi-Fi connection and sync over to that one. And if I'm on Wi-Fi and a blip happens, it'll sync right over to my hardwire. So it keeps it as stable as possible, and we'll use both connections at the same time. And I love it.
What? I have never heard of this. And if I had a whiteboard desk, I'd be drawing on it right now. Streamable, is that what you called it? Streamable?
Yes, Streamable.
Wow.
Yeah. And,
okay.
Or sorry, not Streamable. Speedify. Streamables are
Speedify.
sorry.
Speedify. Okay.
It's been a week, y'all. Speedify.
I have heard of Speedify. So I have heard of Speedify. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes. So Speedify, and I use it to stabilize and make sure I've constantly got a good connection. It'll tell me oftentimes afterwards when I look at it, hey, you had a lapse in connection and we saved it. And so it'll let you know where you had those little lapses, and it went and grabbed it and saved it.
It's funny. So Bowling with the Fef says, I do like Julia snake it all through the house. Marianne says, yes, my Ethernet cable goes from the living room under the rug through the dining room up to my computer. So there you go. So yeah, I will say if you have to go far away, I know that the further away you are, the longer the cable is. It can not destabilize, but really the rule of thumb is shorter cables are always better. That actually goes for audio and video too. I don't know if everybody knows that, but for example, you know, if you have a microphone and all your stuff's way far away and you have a long cable to it, it can actually create a lag at times. So shorter cables are always best, even in the case of Ethernet. So, but I did love that tip from Matt because I don't think a lot of people, I think it's something that really serious streamers think about, but it's a thing that a lot of folks just simply don't think about. I think, we're so used to our Wi-Fi and we use it, but when you are streaming, especially if you're wanting to stream in high definition or even multi-streaming, you want to make sure you're maximizing the bandwidth as much as possible and not having any little glitches in your stream. So,
Yep.
But one thing that is nice about StreamYard is if for whatever reason you are live and for whatever reason your internet takes a blip, it has a little burp or a hiccup, your live stream will not go away. It will stay live. So that has actually happened to me. And then I've actually lost power. And then the power came right back on. My computer came back on. I went back to StreamYard and there it was. And my audience was like, where'd you go? I was like, sorry guys, my power went out for a minute. So that is actually a nice thing about it. So even if you do lose your internet connection, your stream will not be cut off right away. So that's definitely a great feature for sure.
And that's a good thing to preface your guests with. If you have a guest on a show, is to let them know ahead of time, hey, if something happens and I disappear, hang tight, just keep talking, I'll be back. And, because I've had that happen with a guest before. And thankfully the guest was a pro at live streaming and just kept going and didn't even it was as if I was just off screen. but it's a good way to preface it with them.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's actually a really good tip. I didn't think about that, but you do need to try to get your guests to do that as well. So thanks for sharing that. That's good. Let's see. Yep, a lot of people are saying that that's happened to them as well, where they've had to kind of leave and come back, and it's one of those things. So awesome. Well, we definitely have a few more tips. In fact, we got a number of tips. So we're about halfway through here. So this next one is from a friend of the channel, Anka Trifan, and she actually has a little bit of a demo. I will go ahead and preface and say that it's hard to see her screen, but I do think it's important to listen to what she's saying, because her tip is great. I love this tip. And actually it made me think about it, that we should totally have Anka create a fun video for our YouTube channel where she actually does an awesome demonstration of what she talks about in this. And Anka, like Matt, is also a producer. So they are very techie and they know what they're talking about. So let's hear what Anka has to say.
Can I tell you something? As a StreamYard producer, one of the best ways in which you can improve your workflow and make it more effective and easy on you is to get yourself one of those pretty little things, a Stream Deck from Elgato. And I have a couple of those around the office. I have one in my travel bag. And what you do is set it up to be what you want it to be, so that you make your work super easy. Now, StreamYard has already made it super easy in the sense that you can go to StreamYard and search for Elgato Stream Deck with StreamYard, and you can download step-by-step instructions how to set it up, but also the profile that you will be needing in order to load it onto your Stream Deck. And once you have that and you adjust some of the shortcuts, because you will have to eventually, just because some under Windows are different than some under Mac. So once you have those, then it's easy to go back to your Stream Deck and configure it to make it be whatever it is that you want it to be. So right now I set it up to do a couple of things. One of the most important things is have a mute button and mute and mute, or a camera on and off. And I have two cameras set up right now just in my office to show you that. Once you have it, it's super easy then to take it and then also make it your own. My next page here is actually, I created something that looks more like, well, I would like to have, share screen button. I would like to have the private chat, the comments, and I need to create shortcuts for each one of those. And the way you do that, it's super easy. And that is my hack for all of you StreamYard producers. Hope it helps.
Awesome. So yes, the Stream Deck is so awesome, and this is proof of how busy I've been. I got the Stream Deck Plus and it is still in the box, which is so not me. Anyone that knows me, anyone that's been watching any of my stuff knows that is not me. But I've been so busy, I haven't even had a chance to play with my new toy.
Just put that in the mail and send that here.
No.
I'm not that busy. I will use it.
I cannot believe it's still. I'm like, literally, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's still there. But I also know that once I open that up and I geek out on it, I'm going to geek out on it like crazy. So yeah, so the Stream Deck, I know you have yours. I have my Stream Deck as well. And there is a profile for StreamYard. So a lot of you, there are hotkeys, and a hotkey is essentially a keyboard shortcut that you can use to do certain controls, so that you don't have to click the mouse, or you don't have to toggle around or navigate around, and you can focus on your show. And so that Stream Deck is basically a box that you can create all these little shortcuts. So, and you can use it in so many different applications. You can use it in a lot of video editing applications. You can use it in Zoom, you can use it in all kinds. Stream Deck has a profile already made for you. And then this one here, this new one, the Stream Deck Plus, you notice that it's got the knobs at the bottom. It actually will allow you to, if you have the Wavelink application, so if you're using either of the Elgato, any of the Elgato microphone pieces, you can use that to control audio levels and music, and as well as your light levels and other things. So I'm super excited about the Stream Deck Plus. But yeah, I did love Anka's suggestion about the Stream Deck, because it is actually a fun little piece of hardware that just with the push of a button, it can allow you to do all kinds of great things. So I know that it was hard to see her demonstration in the video, but definitely you can find all kinds of videos out there about using the Stream Deck. So definitely one of those things you want to do. So
like we were sitting right here, I've got it set up and I've got where I can change the layout.
Yes.
Right there.
Look at that. Oh, I love it.
Right back.
See?
So super fast, and I'm not having to grab my mouse and scroll across the screen. It can be where I need it to be, ready for comments.
Mm-hmm. That is actually like, I will say I need to use my Stream Deck more with StreamYard. I use it for a lot of other things, but I have gotten so used to using the studio with my mouse that I kind of forget about the Stream Deck being able to be used for it. So when I watched her suggestion, I was like, oh yes, I need to do that. So got to give a shout out to our friend of the channel, Smackdown Outdoors. He says Stream Deck plus StreamYard. High five for sure. So good seeing you, my friend. Seeing you back hanging out in the comments with us. Let's see. So I smell an unboxing. Have you ever done an unboxing video, Julie?
I poorly have done one.
I mean, honestly, they kind of stress me out because it's like,
okay,
I mean, I do them. I do
to edit.
Yeah, I don't really do like straight up unboxing. I will sometimes do things live, like I'll play with something while I'm live and I'll demo it live. But I always just am like, hey, it's more of a hangout video. It's not like, hey, go watch this replay and learn how to use the Stream Deck because it's probably going to take me an hour and a half to even get this thing going. So it's more of just hang out with me while I play with my new toy. That's the kind of unboxings I do, like honestly. So, yeah. But yeah, no, they're fun. I like watching unboxings. I actually enjoy watching them, but. Okay, let's see. Oh, Data's King says, that's a great giveaway gift. Hint, hint. That's funny. We've given Stream Decks away before when we do some things, especially when we go to events and stuff. So let's see. I want to check in on the comments, make sure that we're good. We do have some more tips for y'all. So if you're just joining us, we are sharing 2023 tips and strategies that are from a lot of our users of the StreamYard platform, but a lot of our influencer friends that are out there. They have great channels. And so these are people that you should definitely be following and hanging out with or checking out their channels and their websites because they're just really smart people. So we wanted to reach out and get some tips from some people. Bowling with the Fef says, do you have a Stream Deck plus StreamYard for Dummies tutorial video? We have a help article. I know that there is an article in our knowledge base. And I feel like we have a video on our YouTube channel that does explain how to use the Stream Deck. So we'll have to check that out. If we don't, we're going to make sure we add it to the list of content ideas because that's a good one for sure. But I do feel like we have one. Yeah, Julie's going to check that out. So, okay, let's see. Oh, Brigetti says, I've got the mini Stream Deck, but feel like it's not enough. I will say I was told a million times, and I would always hear people say, whatever you do, always buy the large Stream Deck. You won't regret it. So I do have the large Stream Deck, and I do love that I can put so many buttons on one face, but you can you can create different folders and pages. So, but to Brigetti's point, it's nice to have it would be nice to have everything right there. So I would you can use 2 Stream Decks. Did you know that, Julie?
Yes. I think if you remember back in Anka's video, she had 2 sitting there, and then she said she has a third that she has in her to-go bag when she goes on producing jobs and everything. But she had 2 sitting there.
Yep. And that's something that's super cool. So you can actually, that mini one you have, Brigetti, if you do go ahead and get a bigger one, then you have the little one, and then you have your big one. So that's super cool that you can do that. Awesome. Okay, let's just buy the big Stream Deck right away.
I did.
Start out with it. And I'm glad that I had that advice given to me, or I probably wouldn't have gotten the big one, but I'm glad it did. Awesome. Okay, let's keep moving because we've got a few more videos to watch. So this next one is fantastic. It's interesting. It's new. It's hot off the mic. And this one's from Ian Anderson Gray. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, Ian Anderson Gray here from the Confident Live Marketing Academy. So to have a consistent live show, you need the 5 Ps. The first P is have a plan. Plan your live show. The next one is pre-promote. Let people know that you're actually going to go live. Thirdly, produce. That's actually produce your live show. Then it's post-promote. Don't forget the replay. And finally, repurposing. Now, my favorite bit is repurposing. As well as saving a recording of your live stream, switch on isolated recordings so you have separate audio and video files of your cameras and your guests. Then you can easily turn your live show into podcasts and video snippets and get your live show transcribed and repurpose into a blog post. That way you'll reach loads more people. In 2023, AI is going to be the next big thing. I don't recommend replacing yourself with AI, but do use AI to help you brainstorm content ideas, help you repurposing, and more. All the best with your live streaming.
He always brings so much energy. I love it.
I know. You can't help but like smile when it's Ian around.
I know. And I love he gets extra credit because he did a little extra editing and made it even more fun. So we literally were like, hey, just record a quick little video. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Just do it. And of course he made it great. So the whole AI thing is really interesting. It's definitely a hot topic right now. It's becoming so hot that whole chat GPT page, it's like down. I don't even know. I wonder if it's up right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's
earlier
not.
Today, because I was using it for some things, but
Okay.
I use that in a combination of, I also use Jasper, which is paid for. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Having those two combinations there because I'll get totally different results from each. So then, like I said, I like to use them to supplement and to kind of give me a direction and then still take it and make it my own. So getting content ideas from them, video ideas, blog ideas, social ideas, all of those ideas. And then I'm kind of like, okay, now let's go pull those and make those my own.
Yeah, definitely some people chiming in. So Jan says, Chat GPT is so fun to bounce ideas with. I love that Ian said, don't replace yourself with AI. I think that there are so many. So AI, by the way, stands for artificial intelligence. For those of you that are kind of like me, an acronym, you're not quite up on the acronyms, but AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it's being used in so many places. And you can use it in tools like Descript. You can use it in tools that'll replicate your voice. You can use it where it'll transcript. I mean, that is all AI, right? So the other thing that is now is this whole chat GPT and, like, to your point, Jasper, where you can type in an idea or say, hey, give me or tell me 10 tips for live streaming in 2023. And it will literally give you 10 tips for live streaming in 2023. So I think what Ian is saying is use it, bounce ideas, use it for that information, but don't like let it replace the human. I think that's definitely a big piece. So, but it's definitely great for ideas, definitely great for just kind of like getting you started if you struggle with the whole outlining your content or titles and things like that. But I think it's just the very beginning. I think it's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what these AI tools are going to be and what they're going to come out with. And it's just going to be interesting. So really, really, really interesting to hear or see where things go. I know.
It's a ride.
I know.
But, you know, I think we all get those moments where you get caught in your own head. You get that brain block, or like you said, when you're editing a video and you're trying to create this perfection and getting stuck. I think it's those tools that you can also use to help you get past the stuck. You're going, I have written this thing 20 times and I'm going in circles because I keep rewriting it. Run it through there real quick and it's going to spit out. And then you can go, okay, now I can tweak this and make this my own. And I'm not stuck any longer. And I can move past and start creating the content I need to create.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Kathy also liked the repurposing piece. We talked about repurposing earlier, even in the show. But, you know, everybody repurpose is definitely becoming a very hot trend as well, because what you said earlier in the show, Julia, as we got started, is that people are overwhelmed. We're tired. We don't have more time. And so, you know, instead of creating all these different pieces of content, take what you have, repurpose it, and chop it up. And of course, StreamYard is making that easier and easier than it ever has been before, with local recordings, with ISO recordings, so isolated video and isolated audio. So you can do a video show, then you can download the audio, make it a podcast. You don't have to go record it again. You know, taking things and editing into clips to make shorts and to make all kinds of things. So StreamYard is definitely knowing that repurposing is very critical and key, and they just keep serving us up with all these awesome features that help us do that. So super excited about that. Mari says she's going live in 10 minutes, but she's watching us until then. All well, right. Mari, we're super excited you're here. Hopefully we get you fired up for your own show. Definitely, Data as King says, work smarter, not harder. So definitely Fantastic. And AJ says that we're awesome, Julie. Julie, I think you're awesome. So there you go. I think you're awesome. I'm super excited to be here with you. So AJ, thank you so much for that. We always like to hear a few accolades. It helps us feel good, helps us keep going, helps us stay strong.
Well, we should move on to the next tip.
Yes. So
close to the top of the hour.
I'm super excited about this next tip because I'm a huge fan of this next creator. He's one of the sweetest guys in the world, and I love his channel, and I've loved watching him grow. And when I saw that he submitted a tip for us, it made me feel just good inside. So I'm super excited to share with you our next tip from our friend Kevin Colby.
Hey there, Kevin Colby here, and here are my 2 predictions for 2023. I know StreamYard only asked me to do one. I'm gonna sneak one in just between us. 1, I think 2023 will be the year YouTube becomes the dominant media hub for content creators. I mean, there is no other platform like YouTube, besides being the second largest search engine, which I know you've heard. But think of all the things we can do on there, like live streams, like videos, like online courses is coming, online shopping is coming. We can have our stores and merch on there. We can have community posts. Which leads to the second prediction. I think video podcasts will explode in 2023. YouTube's made no secret that they're getting into podcasting. So what I think is going to happen, right now on your channels where you have videos and shorts and live streaming, I think there's going to be one that says podcast. So I think if you're on the fence about starting a video podcast, you need to get off the fence and into the game, because 2023 will be the year of the video podcasting. That's my predictions, and I'm sticking to it. What do you think?
I love it. I love how, first of all, I like how Kevin, he kind of took it to the next level and gave us what his tip is, but he also gave us his prediction. I think this is going to happen. And nobody else really did that, but I loved how he kind of we're going to see this soon. I mean, I don't disagree with him. What do you think, Julie?
Oh, absolutely. Which is part of why we made sure we introduced the local recordings, because those are going to be the prime piece of content that you can then turn around and repurpose into your podcasts and utilize those. So you're going to get the cleanest, clearest, most perfect recording possible with those.
Mm-hmm. Yep, totally agree. And Kevin, super duper excited that you shared your tip with us. I definitely love Kevin. He's got some content on our channel as well, which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe. So if you're watching on Facebook, definitely hang out with us there. But YouTube, we upload videos. We have all kinds of tips and how-to videos and tutorials that we upload to the channel, as well as going live, of course. But there's even more content over on YouTube. So definitely make sure you subscribe to that channel so you don't miss out when we share new tips and go live and all the fun things that we do over here at StreamYard. So Julie, you mentioned earlier, we are going to do a giveaway today. We are going to be giving away a $100 gift card to our StreamYard swag store, right? So you're going to get that. You're going to be able to pick out whatever you want, whether it's a bunch of puddles or sweatshirts or t-shirts or whatever your heart desires. You will be able to pick out your own stuff and it'll ship directly to you. So Julie, what do you want to tell everyone how they can enter before we queue up our last video for today's stream?
Yeah, we want to make sure that we have time for you to enter this in. So you're going to enter hashtag 2023 tips and put that into the comments. You will get entered into the drawing and we'll give you time. I'll leave that up for just a little bit and start entering that in now.
Yeah. So I love, Julie, that you do mix it up, by the way. I think I love it. I think that it's one of those things where, if you're using our giveaway tool, which, by the way, if you're a StreamYard user, you'll see it in action here after we play this next tip. But the StreamYard giveaway tool comes with all StreamYard accounts. So if you're a free user or a paid user, you can also use this StreamYard giveaway tool. But I love, Julie, how she changes it. I would suggest anyone using it, you do the same thing. So learn right here from example. It's always fun to keep your audience kind of on the edge of their seat instead of them just using the same one. And then you make it relevant to your show and it just makes it that much easier. So you only need to enter this one time. Yes. You don't need to enter it more. You don't get extra entries if you enter yourself more. You don't need to worry about capitalization. You do, however, need to make sure you don't have a space between any of those characters. So hashtag 2023 tips. All you got to do is enter it once and we will pull a winner out of the hat after our final tip, which is from our friend Desiree Martinez.
As we head into another amazing new year, there's so many things that are kind of on the table that people have their feelings and thoughts about. But here is my prediction for 2023 for you. Stay consistent. Now, that's a more advice, I think, than a trend, but I think that consistency is going to be redefined. And it's really about what is consistent for you, not like what some guru says or some expert, this idea of showing up every single day. It's about picking a time that you can show up every week, whether it's once a week, whether it's 3 times a week, whether it's daily, whether it's twice a day, whatever that looks like for you. It's about being intentional with your time and committing to showing up for your business and for your audience so that you are able to have success. And I also love to add on to that we also want to make sure that we are continuing to work smart. And what's so amazing is that StreamYard has made this so easy for us by maximizing what we have available within the tool to do more. I truly believe we're talking about predictions. StreamYard is going to be less of a live streaming tool and more of a full video production studio that I know that it is currently on track to be. Have a great 2023, and I know that you are just going to be filled with success because you are impossibly amazing.
Love it. So I agree with what Desiree said. I think consistency is definitely huge. I also love how she kind of recognizes and sees what StreamYard is doing, which is helping everybody do, honestly, all the tips that were shared today. If you haven't figured out already, StreamYard does help you make all these things easier. So all these tips that were shared, whether it be from repurposing to consistency to scheduling ahead of time to, planning ahead, any of that, this platform helps you do all those things. And I love that Desiree said StreamYard is essentially more than it once was. It's not just a way to go live. It is so much more now. It's a podcasting tool. It's an interview tool. It's a video creation tool. Heck, you could do a whole record courses with the StreamYard platform. So, and soon it's going to be even more. And now we have StreamYard on air. So it is a webinar platform as well. And I will tell you that 2023, it's going to bring even more. So there's so much more coming. It is not just a tool to go live. It is an all-encompassing tool to support your journey to becoming the creator that you want to be. So I love that she kind of talked about that. What did you think about Desiree's tip, Julie?
I really, really just love it because at the heart of it, you are not just a live streamer. You're not just a YouTuber. You're not a social media manager. You are a content creator. And learning how to create content in multiple facets, multiple platforms is going to be so important. And so really going into that, how can we create this content consistently? Because as soon as you stop creating it consistently, you lose your momentum you had. And that's okay if you do, but then you got to kick that momentum back up and you got to kind of restart. So the more consistent you can stay, the better. Your audience is going to be there showing up time and time again for you. They're going to get to know you, like you, trust you. That kind of marketing 101 there.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Yes. So I definitely know what that feels like, the losing of the momentum, but 2023 is here and it is time to kick it into gear. So speaking of, we are at the top of the hour almost. So I think we've got all of our entries in. How about we go ahead and do this drawing for that $100 gift card to our swag store. You ready to click it?
We are. Real quick before I click it, though, you're going to get one last chance to enter while I tell you about this. If you want to use this tool in your own giveaway, in your own streams, you go to StreamYard.com/giveaway. You have to have your stream scheduled already. As long as you have your stream scheduled, then you can set this up for your upcoming stream. You can use whatever hashtag you want, whatever phrase you want. You can have it collect every single comment if you want. It's however you want it to be in there. You have access to this. And think outside the box. At StreamYard, we have swag to give away, but you don't have to have swag to give away. You can give away a 30-minute coaching session. You could give away a photography session if you were a photographer. You can really start to get creative about what you're giving away, whether it's an ebook, tips, coaching, actual physical items. So you've got so many options. Utilize it.
Love it. Awesome. Okay. So let's do it. We need a drum roll. I need to get a drum roll. You have it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear it. Hey, there's our winner.
All right. There we go. Yeah, I've got it plugged, all that programmed in through the Rodecaster. It does not
Love it.
come with a drum roll. So if you want your own drum roll, you gotta use your own drum roll system. But
I'm gonna need Dyann to get some drum roll in there. There she is. Yay. Okay, good. I was hoping she was here to see that she won. So Jada, you win. And all you need to do is send an email to marketing@streamyard.com and let them know that you are the winner for today. They definitely will know that you are the winner, and they will get your information so they can get you set up with your $100 swag store gift card. So super excited that you get that. Hey, can I make a personal recommendation? The hooded sweatshirts are so comfortable.
yes,
So comfortable,
I had
so
one
soft.
earlier today. I live
So
in-
comfortable. So the hoodies are awesome. So just my personal recommendation for you there, Jada, just so you know. So again, email marketing@streamyard.com. They'll be on the lookout for your email, and they'll be there to see you. So, okay. So before we sign off for today, I do want to say first, thank you, Julie, for joining me today and hanging out with me while we watched all these awesome tips. We are going to be sharing some of these tips in our own content as well. So we're going to be resharing some of these. So again, definitely join us and hang out with us over on YouTube, where we're going to be sharing some of those tips again. Hopefully you took notes today. Julie, as a reminder, is going to be making a fun post inside of our Facebook group to hear what was the tip and what are the tips that you are going to take to heart and put into place in your 2023 strategy. We definitely want to hear from you. And also, what tips do you have to share? I mean, you're out there doing the thing. So we would love to hear from you. What's your tip for everybody as well? So definitely comment your own tips on that post as well, or in the comments in this stream if you're watching the replay. And then as a quick reminder, every Sunday night, you can join the newly branded Ask StreamYard show, where Dyann and Gage go live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I saw some of you asking what's in store for 2023 in StreamYard. This is the place for you to find out. So when Dyann and Gage go live, this is where they talk about what they're working on. They ask questions. They want to hear your feedback in the comments about some of the things they're thinking about. This is a great place for you to share your ideas and to ask questions specifically about the platform of StreamYard and what's going on with it. And it's honestly where they get some of their best ideas. So definitely tune in. This is where you get to chime in and also hear what's coming up and down the road for StreamYard. So tune in Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern, everywhere that StreamYard goes live, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, all the places. So yeah. So Julie, my friend, we are at the end of our show. Until next time, I'm super excited you joined me today. Definitely want to say thanks to everybody. Appreciate everybody joining in. And until next time, we will see you all later in the rest of this year. See ya. Bye, everybody.
Bye.